Jira is a management software used throughout the software development process to find bugs and other problems. Knowledge about this software may be required for employment in software development jobs. Knowing common Jira interview questions can help you prepare and boost your chances of being hired. So, this video is for both beginners and experienced professionals, and in this video, we will discuss Jira interview questions and their answers, so do watch this video till the very end. Also, if you like this video, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, to learn more about Agile project management and its practices, check out Invensis Learning's Agile project management certification training. All of the necessary information is given in the description box. Let us start this video with a brief understanding of what is Jira. Jira is a work management tool used for several use cases, including Agile software development, management of requirements and test cases, and management of test cases. It is a product or software application created by Atlassian for tracking bugs and issues. It is often used for project management, bug tracking, and issues tracking, based just on these three features. Jira has several uses in the software industry. The Jira family consists of the three products. Jira Core, this is used for task management in general. Jira Software, used by teams that need agile approaches such as Scrum and Kanban. Jira Service Desk, used as a ticketing system for customer help. Now, moving on to our second question, explain the workflow of Jira. Since Jira is intended to monitor issues and transitions in the software development life cycle, the workflow is a combination of software-related actions that facilitate these processes. The connection between these two states is known as a transition. The issue shifts from one transitional state to another. The status is used to describe the nature of the tester's completed job. The following are the significant steps that occur in the Jira workflow. To do, this symbolizes the task that must be accomplished. In process, this symbolizes the current task being performed. Finally, accomplished, which indicates the tasks that have been performed. Moving on to our third question, what are the Agile methodologies supported by Jira? Jira software supports the Scrum and Kanban Agile techniques. Scrum is an Agile approach in which the development team completes a particular project in an iterative way. Every sprint or iteration has a predetermined project scope and deadline. Scrum is well suited to software development projects. Kanban is an Agile delivery approach that emphasizes just-in-time delivery. It does this by displaying the process and ongoing activities. Kanban is mostly appropriate for operating teams. Now, moving on to our fourth question, what is Jira Dashboard, and how to create a dashboard in Jira? A Jira dashboard is a collection of gadgets and reports that provide a simplified picture of project activity. You may use the default dashboard that your Jira administrator configures, or you can build your own. There are gadgets for presenting the results of JQL searches, project statistics, your unique Jira filters, and several graph kinds. By establishing a custom dashboard, you can control the information that Jira displays when you visit the site. Now, talking about how to create a dashboard. You may create and modify your own dashboard to show the data you want. Only administrators may modify the default dashboard. Select Dashboards, then select Create Dashboard. Name and define your dashboard so that your team understands when to use it. Complete the remaining information and click the Save button. Now, moving on to our next question, explain the Agile board. An Agile board is the primary user interface that an end user will use every day for projects. The Agile board enables us to view the numerous project activities as well as the possible project workflow phases. In addition, it provides an interactive method for moving tasks along the process. There are also extra features that, depending on the sort of board we're utilizing, enable a range of functions. Some boards may enable us to offer visual indicators to indicate possible bottlenecks, manage a backlog of features, and do a variety of other tasks. Now, moving on to our sixth question, what are some of the benefits of using Jira? The following are some advantages you can say of using Jira. It is readily expandable and customizable. It operates on almost all platforms since it is platform independent. It is acknowledged by a number of well-known companies. Jira provides the most recent information on the status of projects. It has a transparent and fair licensing policy. Now, moving on to our seventh question, what are the issue types in a Scrum project in Jira? In Jira, each individual work item is known as an issue. This issue might act as a story or an epic. Every issue has a field called issue type, which represents the type and use of the issue. For instance, in a Scrum project, the following sorts of issues would be present by default. Story. In Jira, a story represents a single, to be implemented feature. It is often used to determine needs from the standpoint of the end user. Typically, stories are written in non-technical language for this reason. These are used to emphasize the feature's final outcomes. Epic. An epic is a lengthy user narrative. This indicates that the story has yet to be subdivided into smaller and more specific needs. In Jira, epics are often used to describe the theme for multiple stories that will be a part of a large development project, along with the modules or significant components. Bug. A bug in Jira signifies an issue or defect in a certain product that needs to be rectified. Task. This is a general task that is neither an issue nor a feature request, but it must be fulfilled. Next, moving on to our 8th question, explain the configuration of project templates in Jira. We can create new projects using project templates that are based on predefined parameters. This is essential so that, when the project is created, it will already have the following configurations set. Issue type scheme. An issue type scheme containing just the suitable issue types for the selected template, such as user stories and epics for Scrum. Next, workflow. A uniquely developed workflow that facilitates the management of issues on an Agile board. Then, screens. A collection of screens including the required fields for working with Agile, such as epic links for linking stories to epics and sprint fields for adding tasks to Scrum sprints. Next, the Agile board. If the template is Scrum or Kanban, a specific Agile board is created for the new project. Now, moving on to our next question, what are some of the popular add-ons for Jira? Following are some of the popular add-ons for Jira. Jira Toolkit plugin. Jira Charting plugin. Portfolio for Jira. Suites Utilities for Jira. Zephyr for Jira, Test Management. Script Runner for Jira. Atlassian REST API Browser. Now, moving on to our 10th question, what is the role of validators in Jira? Before a transition is executed, validators verify that any user input to the transition is valid. Validators in Jira are responsible for confirming precisely this. If a validator fails, the issue will not advance to the destination state of the transition. Next, moving on to our 11th question, what is an event in Jira? An event in Jira provides information on the event state, default template, notification scheme, and workflow transition post-function associations. Essentially, the events may be divided into 2 categories. A system event, which is also known as Jira-specified events. Internally utilized across Jira, system events cannot be created or removed. You may, however, make them inactive. Custom event, which is also known as user-defined events. Custom events are used to send an email notice or trigger a listener from the post function of a specific workflow phase. You may create and remove as many custom events as necessary. Remember that only inactive custom events are able to be removed. Now, moving on to our 12th question, what are the report types that are generated in Jira? Throughout the entire lifecycle of a project, Jira generates a variety of reports that are used to display various project information. Jira provides access to standard reports for assessing issues. In addition, there are reports for Scrum and Kanban-based projects. The following broad reports are provided for examining the issues. Time Tracking Report. Version Workload Report. Workload Pie Chart Report. Average Age Report. User Workload Report. Resolution Time Report, and Recent Issue Report presented as a pie chart. Next, the following types of reports may be created for Scrum projects. Sprint Report. Control Charts. Velocity Chart. Circular Flow Diagram. Release Burndown. Epic Report. Next, we have the following sorts of reports that may be created for Kanban projects. Control Chart. Cumulative Flow Diagram. To produce reports for your project, follow the procedures. Navigate to the project dashboard if you want to produce a report. To examine the many sorts of reports, select the Reports tab on the left side of the page. To see the many available reports, click the Switch Report button. Next, moving on to our 13th question, explain the 3 color indicators to show time spent in Jira and their significance. 3 colors, namely blue, green, and orange, are used in Jira to indicate the amount of time spent on a single issue. Each color has the following significance. Blue. The color blue is used to represent the original estimate. This is the estimated amount of time required to resolve an issue. This field is shown as estimated. Orange. The orange color represents the remaining time to fix an issue. This field is shown as remaining. Green. The green color indicates the actual amount of time spent fixing the issue to date. This field is shown as logged. Next, moving on to our 14th question, what are some of the configuration fields of an Agile board? Board name, this identifies the Agile board. Administrators. Administrators are people with the ability to customize the Agile board settings. We may add more administrators by choosing either individual users or a group. Next, saved filter. This filter determines which issues are shown on the Agile board. If you have constructed your board using the Agile templates, then this filter is generated automatically to contain all project issues. You may choose a different filter or click the Edit Filter Query link to modify the current filter. Next, shares. This parameter controls access to the filter. In reality, the same people who have access to the board should share the filter. Next, filter query. The filter query displays the actual filter query used by the saved filter. Next, rankings. This indicates whether or not the ranking is presently enabled. We should allow ranking so that we may prioritize bugs and establish sprints. Then, projects in board. These are the projects that are included in the board. These projects are identified automatically based on the saved filter used by the board. Next, moving on to our 15th question, for an Agile project, how are user stories created in Jira? For an Agile project, the user stories are prepared in Jira as follows. Issue type, the epic is linked to issue type, next choose story from there. On the Create Issue screen, click Configure Fields to do so. Select the epic link field to add it to the issue creation screen. You can also create a product backlog by establishing a single user narrative with many subtasks below it. Next, moving on to our 16th question, what are some ways in which you can customize the Agile board? We can further configure the Agile board in the following ways as the administrator. This indicates which issues and projects will be put to the Agile board. Permission of the Agile board. This relates to the individuals who will have access to the Agile board. The layout of the Agile board. This indicates the vertical columns and horizontal swim lanes of the Agile board. Customized filters. These provide additional means of excluding items from the Agile board. Next, moving on to our 17th question, after a transition is executed, what types of post functions are carried out? Following the execution of a transition, the following post functions are executed. Create an event to trigger email alerts. Add a comment to a specific issue. Update the issues fields. Generate the change history of an issue. Next, moving on to our 18th question, what all are included under change history for a given issue? For a certain issue, the change history section displays multiple record modifying activities. In the event of a change in any field, the change history provides details on the previous and current field values. This also provides information about the individual who made the modification and the moment at which it was done. The change history contains the following records of changes. Issue field changes. Creation and removal of a given comment. File attachment changes. Creation and deletion of a link to a given issue. Deletion of a work log. Next, moving on to our 19th question, why are the issues in Jira labeled? Issues in Jira are labeled in order to classify them within a certain section. The use of labels simplifies the search. Labels for a certain issue may be set originally when the issue is created. Additionally, it may be modified within the issue. Next, moving on to our 20th question, what does Jira schema consist of? The Jira schema has the following elements. Notifications. This field specifies the email a user gets when an issue is modified. Workflows. This shows the workflow each issue type uses. Permissions. This shows what changes a user may make to an issue. Issue types. This shows which issue kinds, such as bug or some new feature, may be used in a certain Jira project. Screens. This shows where the fields are presented on the screen of an issue. Field configuration. This is used to specify which field configuration is utilized for each issue type. Next, moving on to our 21st question, how does a service desk work in Jira? In Jira, the service desk works as follows. The client makes a demand for the service agents through an entryway. This is also possible by email. The service desk then observes the demand on its Jira service desk line. They investigate the matter further. The client and other members may utilize the entry or email to communicate with the Jira service desk representative assigned to the request. The professional completes the assignment, and the client's requirement is satisfied. Next, moving on to our 22nd question, what is a Kanban board in Jira? Kanban boards are built in Jira when the primary objective of a team is to visualize the workflow and manage the work in progress for a project. Importantly, the Kanban board is shown in work mode since the project's work planning still needs to be completed. The following steps are required to construct a Kanban board. Enter your credentials and go to the dashboard part of the Jira app. Select Create Project from the Project drop-down menu. Select Kanban Software Development then. Following that, click the Next button. Next, moving on to our 23rd question, what do you mean by JQL? JQL refers to the Jira query language. It is a straightforward approach for searching for issues inside Jira, and it includes a field, an operator, a value, and a keyword. So, it is a very adaptable and effective method for finding issues. Next, moving on to our 24th question, what is Jira Core? Jira Core is a solution for workflow management. This enables us to develop processes that are specific to our requirements. Workflows are the foundation of the system, transporting work packages from one location to another. Jira Core enables us to make our process as simple or complicated as necessary. It does this by allowing us to concentrate on the task rather than the process. Your workflow is only limited by your processes. Next, moving on to our 25th question, what can be configured for the Jira project and issue type? We may specify the following for each pair of Jira projects and issue type. Develop accessibility. Which custom fields and system is an issue allowed to use? On the issue screen, how the order of custom fields appears. The states inside the issue's workflow. Versions and components for a given issue. Permissions for what a user is permitted to do with an issue. Next, moving on to our 26th question, what are the limitations when editing an active workflow in Jira? Here are some of the limitations when editing an active workflow in Jira. You can mention a few of the limitations from the list. If a workflow is active, the workflow name cannot be changed, only the workflow description may be modified. We cannot remove the workflow steps. We cannot change the status associated with a step. In the event that a step has no outgoing transitions, we cannot create a new one. Here, global transitions are not taken into account. We cannot change the step ID of a step. Next, moving on to our next question, what is the difference between Jira Kanban and Jira Scrum? On Kanban boards, the process flow is monitored. The activities of work in progress are maintained. Here, the team intends to increase and decrease the number of issues shown in the workflow status. In the Scrum board, the progress of sprints and the tracking of their work are displayed. It is the mode of work in which the team determines the various categories of issues in the backlog, which are subsequently shifted to sprints according to the plan. Next, moving on to our 28th question, what are some of the common Jira add-ons? Now, some of the common and most useful Jira add-ons are Slack, GitHub, Tempo Timesheets, Pager, Duty, Jenkins C, UserSnap. Next, moving on to our 29th question, what do you mean by cloning an issue in Jira? Cloning an issue is similar to copying an issue. This enables us to duplicate an issue inside a similar project easily. The clone issue is an exact replica of the original. It provides the same information as the original issue, including the summary, components, effects versions, and so on. A clone issue is not identical to the original issue, now understand that, it is a different element. But, the clone issue might be connected to the original issue. The tasks associated with the original issue have no effect on the clone issue, and vice versa. If a link is established between the original issue and the clone issue, that acts as the primary link. Next, moving on to our final 30th question, after this question, the interviewer can follow up with this question, which issues cannot be cloned? These are the issues that cannot be cloned. Time tracking, issue history, comments and links to pages on Confluence. I would like to conclude the session by saying that Jira enables Agile project management and bug tracking. This defect tracking tool is useful not only for convenience-related functions such as recording and reporting, but is also directly connected with the code development environment. Jira is a useful application that may track any issue. Jira is also compatible with Agile projects. Jira enables teams to report, assign, monitor, and plan work. Thus, everything is completed, including Agile software development and customer support for startups and businesses. So, with this, we have come to the end of this video. I hope it was helpful. Comment your thoughts in the section below. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell, never to miss an update from the Invensis Learning channel. Also, to learn more about Agile project management and its practices, check out Invensis Learning's Agile Project Management Certification Training. Invensis Learning is one of the world's leading and best professional certification training providers. Many benefits derive from getting an Agile project management certification, and can also be beneficial for software development jobs. If you're looking to touch new career heights, Invensis Learning will help you achieve your dream. All of the necessary information is given in the description box below. Thank you. Have a nice day.